Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda, and this is Gizmo.
We're the Villages Newcomers. Today we have a jam-packed show. We're going to talk to you about summer. For you grandparents that are wondering how much time can your grandkids actually spend with you, you're going to find out today.
And we're going to talk a little bit about genealogy.
We're going to show you a picture of a golf cart that was involved in a serious accident. Should you bring your big vehicle to the Villages? We're going to talk about that and more today right here on
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
We share information with you every week, and we do the best we can. We recently had a letter that made us sit back and think a little bit. You know, not a day goes by that people come up to us and what do they say?
You're the reason we're here.
You're the reason we moved here. And no exaggeration, 2 or 3 times a day we'll get that. Mm-hmm. And this letter said, don't you feel responsible for these people? What are you going to do when the market falls out? Well, first of all, we hope that never happens. Mm-hmm. But if it does, I hope everybody remembers that this is just our opinion. Mm-hmm. You know, we're trying to point out positive and the very few numbers of negative things that we're finding here. We want you to check everything that's really important with your lawyer, with your, with experts, not just, don't rely totally on us. If it's something that's going to be life-changing and so important to you, don't go by us. We're not going to try to lead you wrong. Please remember that if it's an important decision, check with an expert, check with your banker, your financial consultant, check with your lawyer, and don't hold us totally responsible. Although if you love it, we'll take a little responsibility.
Hey, it's time for shout-outs. Check out Mary Ebner. She's on her beautiful e-bike. Such a fun thing to do. We enjoy our e-bikes.
That's a pretty bike. We absolutely love our e-bikes. We wouldn't change a thing about them, but she wants a girly bike. She'd like to have different colors.
I would like a little bit more bling on mine.
A little more bling.
Maybe we could spray paint it with glitter paint.
Hey, speaking of bling, look at this that Susan George sent us. She knows we have a cruise coming up and she sent us this bag tag. That is incredible. We love it. On the backside.
She painted that, and she has an Etsy shop called Loft and Sparrow, and please check her out. That is an amazing site on Etsy.
This is Tommy, Mary, and Sweet Ellie. They're from Mooresville, North Carolina. They rent a home every year in Alden Bungalows and say that Sweet Ellie, she loves you, Gizmo.
We stayed at the Alden Bungalows. They were
That's where we went on our lifestyle visit.
Yes.
Another shout out we want to give is to Stuart Dunaway. Stuart sent us some books that he wrote, and they are books that deal with this area that we live. The Orange Blossom Gardens in the Villages, how it all began, the Villages Historical Review, and a really pretty little picture book called Swimming Pools in the Villages. So he's a historian. I looked him up. He's got lots of books out there. And Stuart, that was nice of you. He actually brought these to me at our meet and greet. He couldn't stay, but thank you for bringing those, Stuart. We really appreciate it, and I'm going to dig into those real soon.
This is Carly and her dog Mocha on Memorial Day. And we know Carly. She's a sweet lady.
We know Carly. Hi, Carly.
Hello there.
And this is Steve and Mila. They're on a cat boat ride. Remember that cat boat ride?
Lake Dora.
We suggest that on our list of things to do, and they enjoyed it. It's on Lake Dora. It's fast.
It's for the adventurous.
Yeah, we love that. This is Beth. As you can see, Beth just celebrated her 65th birthday in the Villages.
All right.
She's from Western Kentucky, and she contacted us, and you know what? She brought me.
Us.
She brought me a big bag of peanut brittle.
Oh,
Beth.
man, Beth, yummy.
Thank you so much. And I'll say it for you. Go Wildcats.
Well, this is Kaz, Gloria, and Lisa. Now, they're nice folks, and they went to the premiere. We met them at the premiere of Top Gun. It was a great show, and they're from Kalamazoo, Michigan.
They bought a house up in Polo Ridge.
All right.
Nice to meet you. This next story is incredible. It's about 3 couples. I'm going to read this letter to you, put it on the screen there. Our friends from Tennessee decided to join us for vacations in May and October of 2021, and they also loved it. Last week, we stayed on an official lifestyle visit and had a third couple join us from Pennsylvania. After days of exploring and enjoying all we could do, all three couples purchased homes in the Villages. That's amazing. Congratulations to Michelle and Dan,
Doug and Connie.
Doug and Connie, and Betty and Ray. That's amazing.
Yeah, that is.
Just think about that. You're moving here from far away, you're nervous, you're anxious, and you've got two sets of friends to come with you.
I know, that's so much fun.
That kind of happened to us.
It did. Our friends are down here now, but
We
they're a
had-
little bit snowflakes, and we just enjoy our time when they're here.
They're wonderful snowflakes.
Well, this is David and Mandy, and this is a neat story because they're going to do a lifestyle stay, but they're coming from the UK.
We love the UK. We've told you before, we visited there a couple of times and would really like to go back.
Oh, yeah.
This is Steve and Robin and Stella Rose. They're from Maple Grove, Minnesota.
This is Jade. Chad and Jennifer owns Jade, and Jade needs to meet Gizmo, don't you think?
Absolutely. What a good-looking pup. And Chad and Jennifer own multiple homes here in the Villages. They love it here. A public service announcement. There's a lost cat. This lost cat's name is Pebbles. Was lost in the neighborhood of Lynn Haven. If you see her or you can give any information on where she might be, please let us know and we'll relay that information.
Hopefully they found it by now.
Yeah, that would be traumatic, wouldn't it? If one day he just turned up missing and we didn't know where he was.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Andy in Tennessee asks, how big are the garages lengthwise? We have a dually Ford F-250 diesel. Will it fit? We mentioned at the beginning that we would discuss, is your garage big enough for your vehicle? Well, when we were in Indiana, we had a Ford F-150 pickup truck.
We did.
It was a super cab. And we had a Jeep Wrangler, and we had our Kia Sorento. We decided to pare down to one vehicle, and it fits fine.
It does.
There's a little room to walk around behind it in the garage, and a lot of room to walk around it in the front. And you need that when you're bringing in groceries and just even maneuvering throughout your garage. But some of these big old trucks, first of all, I don't think they'll fit in the garage. And if they do fit, you won't have any room to walk around them.
To get in it.
I actually went on the website and looked up some of the larger model trucks, the crew cabs.
Oh, okay.
And the truck itself is actually longer than the space in our garage. Now, other garages are bigger. You can have them stretch your garage if your lot's big enough. You can have a longer garage. But in our case, a big truck wouldn't fit in there.
Yeah, I mean, pre-existing homes or pre-owned homes will probably not have that. Maybe down south when you're going to build a home, you might be able to build a home with a stretched garage.
That's what you'd need to do if you had one of those 250 Super Duty pickup trucks or larger and with the dually wheels. You know, they're probably not going to fit. We had a boat back in Indiana, a 19-foot.
Javelin.
It was a Javelin. It was a beautiful fish and ski boat, and it was too big to fit in our garage, so I had to bring it in there and turn it on an angle.
Yeah, I think we might have a little scrape on the wall.
I knocked a hole in the wall one day. I used to take such pride in backing that baby up and getting it up there and backing it into the garage. And one day I took out a section of drywall about that big.
Yeah, I remember that spot.
We don't have a lot of room in the garages here.
No.
So if you have that sweet baby of yours that you want to bring down here, you're probably going to have to park it outside.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about that. You know, she don't care. Chris Barr writes, I've always wondered and have asked numerous folks when I walk or ride my bike to no avail, what are the diamond-shaped markings on the roadway in the golf cart lane for? It seemed maybe to mark an upcoming street or driveway, but they seem randomly placed. Who cares? I know, but inquiring minds do. Thanks. Chris, those are symbols, and they indicate that that's a special use lane. In your case, it was for driving a golf cart. It could be riding a bicycle. And I suppose you could jog or walk in that lane if you wanted, but why? Because there's usually a sidewalk right there when you see those lanes. They're out on major roads like Hillsborough, Pinellas,
Right.
etc.
But you didn't tell them. that's where you merge. You go over and into the traffic, and it tells you're going into the traffic. Those little diamond things tells you you're going to go into the traffic. Why do they have them then? Why do they have the diamonds there?
To tell them people, it tells you that a car cannot go in that lane, but a bike can, or a golf cart.
I thought it was a warning that you're going into this, you have to do your signal. It's to warn you to put your signal out because you're going into the traffic so that...
Time out. Check it out. She has done her research now. We stopped the camera. What did you find out?
Diamonds painted on the road indicate a restricted lane, which means only vehicles meeting certain criteria may use the lane.
Like golf carts?
Like golf carts.
Bicycles?
Okay. And this is usually further indicated by a white sign with the same diamond on it, displayed overhead of the lane.
We don't have that.
But we don't have that.
No. Yeah, it just means it's a special lane. So thanks for the question. We told you we would show you a photo of a golf cart that was involved in an accident.
Oh my.
Look at this picture. The reason I'm showing you this is I want you to observe the structural makeup of that golf cart. There is not a piece of roll bar material anywhere. That is very lightweight, very collapsible, and you can see that golf cart didn't fare too well in a fire. You can't find a steering wheel. There's no seats. There's no plastic left whatsoever. You can see all the way through it. Wear your seatbelt. Use your turn signals. Use your arm signals.
Go the speed limit. Stay under 20.
20 miles per hour or under. And just be safe, everybody.
This question is from Daryl. Do most people have Southern accents in the Villages?
That's a good question. Because when you look at a map of the United States, we're almost as far south as you can get. And you know, in the South, they have an accent. Now, I'm going to say in Linda's case, she has a Southern accent when she wants something.
I don't think that's right.
I think it is. Oh, excuse me, I only have 2 items. Can I go in front of you? But when I say, could you bring me a drink? No, get your own drink. You work it.
I give him the Southern signal.
I'm number 1.
You're number 1, baby.
Well, Daryl, this is for you and your other brother, Daryl. The thing about Florida, a lot of people are not from Florida. They're from the north. We have friends from Minnesota, from Wisconsin, from Pennsylvania, from New York, from New Jersey, from Connecticut, you know, from Alaska. And so they're not going to bring a Southern accent down here.
No.
Now, when you get those Louisiana people over here and you get the Mississippi people and Alabama, and I just love a Southern accent. Yes. That's why she fakes it once in a while. She's not really faking it. It just comes out, doesn't it?
Just comes out.
So no, not a lot of Southern accent, and the ones you do hear it from are from people that already lived in the South. A big question today. Can you tell us the real scoop on how long our grandkids can come and stay with us? They are precious. Not as precious as ours.
No, not as precious.
But they're precious.
That's
and
true.
We want to spend a lot of time with them this summer. We've heard that they can only come 30 days per year. Is that true? And that's from Grammy. She's our biggest fan.
Oh, well, Grammy. Well, we love our grandkids too, and we love to see them come here. And it's always so much fun in the Villages with them. First off, you do have to get a guest pass for all children that come into the Villages, that come to visit, because you want to take them to the pool. And anytime you use any of the rec centers, you're going to need to use your guest pass. You have to apply to a regional rec center, and usually 3 days before they come. But sometimes, oopsie, we forget, and the days go quick. I've had to go the day of, but they're not open they close on Saturday and Sunday at noon. So you have to get there before noon on Saturday and Sunday. But also, when you get your guest pass, you can have a guest pass for your grandchild. Everyone above 1 year and older have to have a guest pass. And you can get a pass, they can have a pass 30 days. in a row if you wanted to during the summer. There are some people that can have their grandchildren for the summer, but you have to get that pass, and they'll know how many days the child has been there. And so anyway, the thing is, if you're outside of the villages, let's say you can outside of Marion, Lake, and Sumter counties, you can get a guest pass. But if your grandchildren live inside that area, you can't get a guest pass.
Wow, that's crystal clear. Grammy, I think here's what you want to know.
Yeah.
They can come. You're able to get guest passes so they can swim.
Yeah.
And they can play bocce with you and shuffleboard and all that kind of stuff. If you choose to have them come for more than 30 days, you have to go back to the rec center and ask for another pass. You know, how's anybody going to know if your kid's here 30 days or 33 days? Or if the grandkid was here back in May for a month and he's coming back in October.
But there is none, you can have your grandchildren all over the year. And you can have as many passes as you want throughout the whole year. But as an extended one time, you have limit of 30 days.
Yeah. And so I hope that helps you. And if you get in trouble, please don't tell them that we told you it was okay. This question's from Val and Bob. They're from northern New Jersey, and they want to know about the extreme heat in the attic. What items do you find heat doesn't affect for storage? I know about holiday decor, but what about paper products, plastic items, etc.? What are some of the items that people find can take the heat?
Anything metal can take the heat. We've had some plastic things that have kind of gotten compromised. Our luggage, the wheels in our luggage have kind of disintegrated and chipped and fallen apart. So extreme heat will affect anything plastic.
Well, we keep things in plastic totes up there.
Yeah.
We buy those Rubbermaid things and put it. We don't use cardboard boxes because we've been told that if a bug happens to find that they'll feast on your cardboard box and get in. So we use plastic. The only thing we've had get really damaged in 3 years was a suitcase, right? The wheels, the plastic wheels on the suitcase became really brittle and flaked off. I think if something's near and dear to you, don't put it in your attic.
Yeah. We used to have some paintings up there, or pictures from our home that we had back in Indiana, and we decided to bring them out of the attic and put them under our beds or behind dressers or whatever, because I don't want to leave those up there.
We keep golf clubs, we keep wooden items, we've had bicycle up there.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't a great idea.
No, and we've got our Christmas decorations in totes.
Put it up there if you don't love it, love it, love it.
Don't put candles up there. They'll melt.
The next few questions are from Teresa Redmond. She sent some really good questions. Thank you, Teresa. Are you hearing from those you talk about that wish they'd found out more about their neighbors before buying? You'd mentioned that some people move 3 times within the villages. Is that a factor while they move? It could be a neighbor. It could be a lot of things. It could be that you don't want a west-facing lanai.
Right.
It could be that you need a bigger workshop. That's why the guy moved out of this house. It could be a neighbor gets on your nerves. You know, who knows why people move 3 times. We know a guy that has moved twice. He's in his 3rd home, and he did it because he traded up each time.
Right.
He built a house, it appreciated in value, boom, he sold it, got a bigger house. He sold it, got a bigger house.
And some people downsize.
And some people do downsize, and for health reasons, some people move. So that's a great question, Teresa, thank you. I'll tell you this, though, about neighbors. We were back in Indiana. We bought our house sight unseen. I wanted to find the lowdown on the neighborhood. We hadn't even seen the house yet, so I got on Google. You can Google who lives on a certain street, and you can find the names. And then you can Google some more, and you might find a name. I tried to get phone numbers. I was going to call the person across the street. I found their name. I could not find their phone number, however, and find out what's that neighborhood like. You know, is it a good situation? So you might be able to investigate. You can definitely find out who lives there.
Right. Teresa asks, if you need a medical appointment not anticipated ahead of time, do you find they can't schedule you for weeks?
We have heard that, but we have not experienced it. Every time we've needed an appointment, we've been able to get in. So, you know, some people just like to complain, and some people like to make medical their number one topic of conversation. You can't talk to them unless they want to talk about,
Well, we do. We sit around and talk about our pills,
My
our
sciatica.
aches, because we do have aches and pains now, right? We're getting older.
I don't go around and talk about them.
No.
But some people do. And they talk about the doctors, and they like to badmouth doctors and hospitals. Good news doesn't travel fast. Bad news travels
Sure
fast.
does.
Teresa also writes, you say there's always something going on in the town squares. But aren't the mosquitoes an issue during those times? What time do those events wrap up? Can you tell there's a common theme here? Mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes. Well, we were outside last night, and we were sitting about 8:30 into about 9 o'clock. That's when you want to wrap it up and go inside, because we were starting to get a little bit nipped at.
We have been at the town square before and never been bothered by mosquitoes down there. Never.
Maybe they don't like the music.
But they wrap up at 9, and that's about the time right now that the sun is going down and the mosquitoes come out and play.
Yeah.
So there are mosquitoes. They do fog them. The county does that. The Villages doesn't do it. And they're a problem if you stay out late, real late, but, don't stay out late. She goes on to ask, do you get those awful cockroaches, palmetto bugs in your house? I had a friend over 30 years ago who lived in a beautiful home in Jacksonville, and you could hear those critters inside the walls.
Oh, my.
We've seen one palmetto bug in 3.5 years.
Right. And that's what after we first
We were
moved
discussing
in.
this the other day. Have we seen one or was it two?
Might have been one, might have been two. But we just moved in, and I think it could have come with a box, probably, and probably assuredly it came in from a box.
I like this question, and it was anonymous. It says, now that you look back at how much you spent for a mover, which I think you said $5,000 or $6,000, wouldn't it make sense to just use that money to buy new furniture when you get here? No. Do you like questions that are answered like that? I do. You watch the news and they ask a public official a question. Do they ever say yes or no?
No.
They don't. But no, it's not better to leave everything up north and buy everything new down here. And I'll tell you why. Our bedroom set, which I would call a suite, and you would call a suite, it costs $4,500. It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And the mattress costs another $2,000 or more.
Yeah.
That's $6,500. If you leave that up there, you got to buy a new one when you get down here. Boom. You've spent more than your move already. Our leather couch and chair right there, we splurged on that. That's probably $3,000. Another $3,000. We have this table we're at right here. We have a table and 8 chairs. It's wood. It's good wood. It's real wood. You can't buy that now for less than $1,500. Probably not even for that. Yeah. And we have all kinds we have 3-bedroom sets, right? Suites. So it was advantageous for us to bring it. And yes, we had a good experience with our movers. They came when they said they would. They charged what they said they would. In fact, when they got down here, they said they would take cash and give us a 10% discount. So we spent less than $5,000 to move from Indiana down here.
Yes. Can I tell my story about the guys that came?
Oh, she abused our movers. But
I abused them. This house was on the listing said no shoes were ever worn inside this house. We have white carpeting. So in the bedrooms, cream, whatever, cream. And that no shoes had ever been worn in this home or on the rugs. So guess what? I said, I'm going to keep it that way too. Yeah. So each time those poor gentlemen came into the laundry room or in the front door, and that truck was just going for hours and hours, I would make them take off their shoes each time. Kick them on, kick them on, kick them on.
100 or more trips into this house, into every room, and every time they walked over that door, they had to take their shoes off.
I don't know why they didn't put slippers on or those little things over the top.
Probably nobody ever asked them to do that before. They were so great. We gave them a nice tip at the end, and it all worked out. But what a good moving company. I'm going to shout them out. Margaret's Movers in Louisville, Kentucky. They did us a great job. They were here when they said they would. Super job.
I even asked them if they wanted to stay the night.
She asked them over on our first night in our new house. Do you all want to sleep here? I don't want you to have to travel all the way back.
It was 11 o'clock at night. They had to leave.
We'd have fed them, but we didn't have anything to eat.
No.
Steve asked a question that I would have asked back in Indiana. He wants to know if we get coconuts from our palm tree, and can we eat them?
Where are the coconuts?
I guess it's a different kind of palm tree, Steve. We have Washingtonias, we have Sylvester palms, we have queen palms, mule palms, sable palms. I don't think any of those have coconuts. I wish they did. I like coconut.
Yeah, but you know what? If you ever had a coconut from the grocery store, you cut it open and eat it like that, it's kind of bitter. It's not real sweet.
Growing up, I had a coconut.
Yeah.
My whole life, it had a face carved in it. You remember those? Those are great. Well, I really like coconut. Some people don't like coconut.
I like them when they're sweet.
I guess I understand it because some people like spinach, kale, and broccoli.
That's true.
Ugh.
And I've been doing a little bit of genealogy. Do you all do that? It's kind of fun to see your heritage, where you've come from and how far, and which grandparent came from which area in the United States and then over abroad. So I've been working on that for about, since 2017, maybe even earlier. And I've gotten pretty far back into 1800s, and I'm getting ready to go back to Indiana and do a little bit of research some more, because I found out that my great-great-great-grandfather, whatever, he was born in 1801, he had a graveyard or a cemetery that was named after him. Him and another family went together and had a small graveyard that had 30 graves in it. So my sisters and I are going to go and clean up the gravestones and then do some little picture taking. And so that's going to be kind of fun, kind of interesting for me.
I'm going to be alone.
Yeah. For 8 days.
For 8 days.
Poor little baby. What you going to do? Gizmo is going to lose a lot of weight. Oh, my baby.
I'm not as attentive as she is. But I was going to mention, she has also researched my family tree, and I want to caution you to don't shake my family tree too hard.
Don't shake it too hard.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to fall out of there.
It might be very interesting.
Sonny, Michelle, and Kiki are from Wisconsin, and they write, "We love your show. Can 2 couples share a house on a lifestyle visit? We want to come down with another couple who are also interested in possibly moving down there. Do they have 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom houses you can stay in? See you when we get there." I put my roving reporter on this one.
Well, yes. And we got some answers from our dear friend Barbara. And I'm going to read what she wrote. 2 couples can share a unit. 1 couple gets billed for the nightly rate, and an additional couple is charged $50 per night. There still is 1 2-seater golf cart, so that may be a problem.
Okay, so let's recap. Mm-hmm. Yes, you can do it. Mm-hmm. There'll be the regular rate. Right now it's $99. They may charge $50 extra for the second couple. Mm-hmm. And what's that $50 for? For their guest pass?
Probably their guest pass.
So that they can swim and play bocce and shuffleboard and all that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you can do it. You can come down with friends and split the cost. I think that sounds awesome. Yeah. By the way, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. I think they usually put you up in a nicer one than that.
Yeah, you do. When we stayed in was 3 bedrooms.
3-bedroom, 2-bath, or 2.5 bath. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll get a nice place to stay. Yeah. I always say that these lifestyle visits, it's a great little luxury vacation.
Yes, it is.
Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Let's start it again. I said Marley.
Change your name. I'll start this again. Where are we?
Okay. See there, you did it.
It's clear as mud.
It was. We're going to start this son of a all over again. It's time for our last question. From Christine. We're looking at courtyard villas with the understanding that there are walls on either side. Since I love gardening, it would be neat to run a vine or something up the walls. But it occurred to me I may not own the wall. Is it okay to put landscaping on the walls? I'm assuming I can't encroach on the other side.
So I went to the restrictions. First, I went to our villas, and it says deed restrictions. So you need to know what you can do in your village or the villas area. And so I went to ours, closest one, and it says in this one, owners shall be responsible for all wall and fence maintenance, not assumed by the district. Subject to these restrictions, each owner shall paint and keep clean all fences and walls. The gate on the gate in the fence or wall shall be maintained by the owner, enjoying the use of the adjacent side yard areas. Owners will be responsible for maintenance and repair of the structural integrity of all walls and fences. And then they take care of the outside where the rest of the public sees. So they take care of the painting of the tops and the outside.
Sometimes. Didn't you say that by that parking area?
Yeah, there's some.
There was even one where the homeowners had to take care of both sides of their fence, right?
Yeah, I think that's like on the interior of the villas. If they have a parking lot in that area, there's a little parking lot that they have to take care
And
of.
this is another perfect example of why you need to check with somebody that really knows what the deal is, because you can get two different answers
Yes.
by making two different phone calls.
Yes.
The best thing is probably knock on your neighbor's door and talk it out. That's kind of a sticky wicket with a courtyard or a patio villa. So just find out from somebody that knows more than we do. But we think that you'd probably be all right planting a non-invasive plant in there. It's that time. You guys have been waiting for it. Are you ready with your segment?
I've been waiting like an hour.
Oh, okay, good. I can't wait. Take it away.
Sorry if I'm excited, but a cop just knocked on the door, and he said that I was chasing some guy on a bike. And I said, it's ridiculous. I don't even own a bike. Knock, knock. Who's there? Theodore. Theodore who? The door wasn't open, so I knocked.
Good job, pal. Good job. You've earned another dog biscuit. Right on. One more shout out. The VHA News and Notes comes out periodically, and it's a little newspaper that, in this case, was included in our bigger newspaper. But we were really surprised and happy when we opened it to page 4, and there was a little mention of us and a picture of us, and we would like to thank Carl Arps for putting that in there, and we appreciate it, Carl. Thank you very much. That's going to do it for this week's edition of
Mailbag Monday.
We are so glad you came along with us, and we hope you enjoyed it.
If you liked our video today, please press that like and subscribe button and share it with your friends. And then there's this little bell over here in the corner. And if you press that bell, it'll notify you of upcoming videos. Until next time.
See you when you get here.